So I got pulled over because I was looking at a cop and I had out-of-state tags. And I happened to actually be from the town I got pulled over in. And I've lived here for over 30 years. So basically, I have all these recorded also, like video recorded on my own behalf. That's why I have the footage. I've requested the body cam footage, but they won't provide it. So still waiting on that. Anyways, he basically told me to give me his ID. I said, asked him what he was pulled me over for. He didn't have a lawful reason to pull me over. So he basically started accusing me of burglary of Taco Bell at 2:30 in the morning. I was actually going through the ATM drive, and he could clearly tell that. I proceeded over to the gas station. He stalked me and drove through the parking lot a bunch of times. So yeah, I looked at him. I was wondering what the heck he was doing. I was coming home from work. So he proceeded to commit multiple traffic infractions and broke the law there to be able to try to get behind me. And he did. He pulled me over and requested the ID. I asked him for all that, why he did. So he didn't have no lawful or probable cause or RAS, so I asked for his supervisor. He proceeded to tell me that he is the supervisor and get out of the car and I'm under arrest. Opened my door and pulled me out of the car, which I didn't resist. I just followed, his instructions. His partner arrived. I told him I was at the ATM, so he was satisfied his suspicion at that point. And he told me he called the dispatch saying I was being detained. Which he already put me under arrest. So then the other officer shows up, and he started talking to him, and they're like, oh, we're going to ID you. Most definitely, they just reiterated on that a couple times. And he says, promise that, we're going to ID you. I exerted my rights some more and said that I didn't have to ID. I wouldn't lawfully, there was no reason for the stop. I satisfied suspicion, and there's no evidence of burglary. I didn't get out of the vehicle. There's no, reasonable cause for anything. So, then that pissed him off. He said, you're under arrest. I was already in handcuffs this whole entire time. I was in handcuffs within 45 seconds of the stop. I wasn't hostile, nothing at all. Just left me in the back of the police car, while they figured out what they were going to try to get me for. He went inside and tried to solicit some sort of trespass or something from the shop owner that we're at, and the shop owner knows me. He didn't comply, so he came out, went in my car looking for my ID. So then they searched me and found my ID on me and took that off and ran my name. I stated I didn't consent no searches or seizures, and as they started to go on, they left me in the car about 45 minutes, 30 to 45 minutes along this time. And then they let me go, give me a citation for driving on suspended, which is unlawfully, it's a clerical error with DMV. I've been trying to get cleared up. So, I have a restriction on my license is what it is. And it's wrong. It's a clerical error. And which I have a lawsuit I'm trying to file against the state of Kansas child support people for, it's a big old deal. But so they cited me for the driving on suspended, whatever, and then let me go, and they watched me drive away. I went to make a complaint to the chief, and he basically came out, told me that I had no driver's license and I shouldn't be driving, not to drive away from there. I have all this recorded also. I was asking for a formal complaint form, and they didn't have one. They didn't provide one to me, and they told me that I could email him something. So he came back out with his card and started in with me on this. And he proceeded to tell me that they don't arrest people really. They just give them a ticket to kind of force them to get their driver's license situated. I said, that's cool. I'm working on it. Told him the situation. Not more than 2 weeks later, another officer pulls me over for no traffic violations. And They pull me out of the car, beat me up a little bit, twist my hands all around while they fidget with the cuffs for over 5 minutes. They slammed me against the back of the police car. I wasn't resisting one bit. Stomped on my foot, messed up my toe, my toenail real bad. It still is. And then they kept telling me I requested for a supervisor. They wouldn't provide one. And so they took me down to the police station, left me in the police car for an hour outside. It's the middle of August 15th this time. The first one happened July 11th, and the second one's August 15th is what it was. And then the third one's August 8th, or October 8th. And then so to finish up the second one, where they pulled me over at, I guess they solicited the trespass. You know, the person didn't want me back at the property. They didn't know. Cause I pulled in the driveway to try to turn around, and they came up on me and then pulled me out of the car. So my car was just left in some person's driveway. So they took they didn't tow my car. They let my parents were right down the way, so they came over and just backed it out. They don't know how to drive a stick, but they got it back out into the street. The cops wouldn't take me back to my car. They took me back, left me in the car for an hour. I had court that day for the first ticket. Okay, driving suspension. So it's the same day of court, they get me again. And there was no reason why he should pull me over. I wouldn't break any traffic ticket or traffic offenses. And I got him to say that on camera. And they both told me they can't take me back to my car because of the situation. The person didn't want me there. That I'd have to somehow go get it or have it towed or do something different. That they weren't going to take me. So they told me I could walk. They let me outside of the police station with the citation. I was late for court because of this. So I forced them to give me a ride back to my parents' house. I'm afraid to let them know anything about where I live or what's going on with me. But obviously I feel like I'm getting retaliated on already from the complaint. So that all goes down. I go to court. They whisper at the court thing, oh, this is the guy that says he has his rights violated. I couldn't hear everything else. So the lawyer, the public defender that they gave me, I told him what was going on. And he's like, look, man, can you get your driver's license? I was like, yeah, I got it. It's already fixed. He goes, okay, well, we'll just take and go after it and tell the judge and get it dropped. I don't get paid to sit here and, you know, because I was asking for discovery. Like, I've been through the court system. I know how it works. I'm pretty educated, I'd like to think. So, like, I was asking him to, you know, send this stuff to my email. Once he got it, just assuming that's what he was going to do anyways. That's what most lawyers do, just request discovery. So he didn't request discovery. So then the third time I got pulled over, I called him and requested discovery and all this. I still haven't heard back. So I sent in my own forms for discovery. It's been about a month now, and I still haven't heard back from the court clerk. So on the third stop, this woman cop, I already know they have APB out for my car or me at this point. So then she sees me at like 11:45 at night. Got off work early that night. Normally I get off at 3 a.m. So I was driving home, and she turned around, proceeded to try to chase after me, and then say that I was eluding, that she just got stopped by another vehicle. And I had to wait a second to go through the stop sign. And in that area, there's an increase in the speed zone. So I increased my speed, obviously. So she made it appear in her brain that I was fleeing. So she comes, I park at my house, and she comes, I get out of the vehicle, and I see her coming around the corner. She comes pulls into the driveway, pulls her taser out, pointing it at me, screaming at me, telling me to get back in the car. Well, I've already locked the car, keys in my pocket. So I go to reach in my pocket, and she tells me to quit reaching. So I'm like stuck. I'm like scared, not knowing what to do. And so my mom comes out, hears a ruckus, and she threatens my mom to go back inside or she's getting arrested, which she ends up getting arrested at the end of this. But she starts recording for me, and she proceeds to, keep yelling hostiles at me, telling my mom to go inside. She reiterated it 3 times to go inside or she's going to jail. Well, more than that, but just in this time frame she did. And then the whole time she had the taser out, she pointed at my mom, which was come out barefooted, non-threat, the owner of the house, on our property. And finally, I de-escalated it, told her to quit screaming at me, and let her know she's a public servant. It's over a tag light, is what she said she's pulling me over with. When she told me that it was a tag light, I was at the back of the vehicle already, because I was exiting the vehicle and going to go inside. Till I realized I was on the traffic stop, apparently, in my own yard. And I didn't flee, I didn't run. We can pull the dash cam if we can get it and show. But the tag light, I looked and seen the tag light was not out. And so I reiterated that to her. I don't care. Get back in the effing car. Screaming at me, and my neighbors are all looking around. So she finally calms down. I get her calmed down. And then she goes, well, you're going to have to get back in the car, because she wanted my registration or insurance card, which is in the car. I said, well, the car's locked and I can't get into it. So she's told my mom to get the spare keys, go inside and get the spare keys, that she needs to get in the car, and then I need to get back in it. She needs to go inside or she's going to jail. So I said, she's seen my sheath of my knife that holds my knife. I'm a small town guy from Mulvane, Kansas. That's where this happened. So, we all carry knives. Knives and pliers for baling wire. So, she seen that and then proceeded to tell me to disarm. She goes, what's that? And I was with my shirt up, and she goes, give me that. Turn around. Went and grabbed my hand to spin me around. I told her she couldn't disarm me. She reached for it, and it was in my private area, kind of. So she went to reach for it, and I moved back, and she spun me around, slammed me against the car, and put handcuffs on me while I let her. I didn't resist one bit, and she had the taser out again at that time. You can see from the video. And she just pushes and marches me off, gets me to the back of the police car. That's when her backup starts showing up. And he charges my mom, assaults her, pushes her off the driveway physically. And then the woman cop is searching me, and I'm protesting to it, saying I'm not under arrest. I didn't do anything to get arrested. And she's searching me. I say, and you can hear it in the video, I say, you can't search me. I'm not under arrest. She said, you're being detained. But you can see her still go through my pockets and take my keys out of my pocket, throw them on the ground. And then she approaches my mom, screaming at her, saying she don't go inside, she's going to go to jail. And she's lucky she ain't in jail already, because she's being nice, is what she said. She's a woman cop. She's had a fury with her, let me tell you. I have to break story for a second. She had a fury with her, like a small dog does. They got to be a big bark into the yard because they're so small, they're afraid to get eaten or something. I don't know. But yeah. So, anyways, so my mom, they get me in the car, they stuff me in there. The other cop comes up and starts pushing on me, aggressively to get me in the cop car. They get me in the cop car. Me in there, the other cop comes up and starts pushing on me, aggressively to get me in the cop car. They get me in the cop car. Mind you, I still have another knife on me. Just this comes in later into the story. I hope you enjoy the story so far. I've tried to tell it the best I can. It's very detailed, actually. I'm pretty proud of myself so far. But I still have another knife on me. So they put me in the cop car. I'm in there for 10 minutes, and I'm yelling at them to quit putting their hands on my mom. She's 60 years old, and by that time my dad comes outside, what the heck is going on out here? And they tell both of them they better go back inside, or they're going to get arrested. If this is a police investigation, they're going to search the vehicle. My mom contested. She goes, you're not searching the vehicle. You have no right to do. It's my property on my property. She goes, "Why not I can get the key for you?" She goes, "I'm searching it." She goes, "Why not I can get the key for you?" She pulls out of her pocket and hangs them and dangles them and shakes her little head and goes, "I got the key right here," and stuffs them back in her pocket. And then requested and solicited my dad to take her inside before she went to jail. She don't know how my parents work. That part was kind of funny to us, but so once she was made known that my dad, like, asked my mom asked Dad to go get the phone, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" She goes, "'Cause I'm recording her." And at that point, it pretty much flipped gears, and she asked her two more times to go inside, or she'd go into arrested, and like they're just standing on their property, and she's just filming, which is constitutionally protected. I'm pretty sure last time I checked, but so like she told her to turn around, and my mom's never done anything or been arrested. She don't have speeding tickets, nothing like ever. She don't drink, nothing. So she don't know how to act, I guess, when it comes to getting arrested. So she kind of pulled away. So they went hands on to her and got her on the ground on a knee, I think. I'm not sure, they had it blocked off where I couldn't see. I was in the car already, but so they give her handcuffs. She has bruises. We have pictures of all that too. I do too, of mine. So at that point, they get her in the car, then they search the car, tear it all up, then they take us to the police station, and they leave us in the car for about an hour, her in one car, me in the other, and then my mom, she got nerves, got to her, and she threw up in the police station on the floor, and the only reason I know that is because I requested to go to the bathroom, and we had to walk through that area. And so they took me to the bathroom, and the male and the female, they uncuffed me and cuffed up to my pant legs, or my pants, so I only had one hand to use. And they both came in the bathroom. He requested her to come in the bathroom with me. And like, mind you, I still have a knife on me. I know this. I've told them this again. I reiterated it. However, I guess they didn't hear me. So we go in, they try to fingerprint me. They get about halfway through fingerprinting me, then they stop. And I assume they did it to my mom too. I forgot to ask her that. But so then they get us both out to the car again, leave us out in the car, in the same car now, for about 30 minutes, and then they drive us to the jail. In which that point, I finally tell the guys, because I know the sheriff deputy down there in the jail, and told him, "Hey man, I know how the rules, contraband." I said, "I've told these guys I have a knife right here on my backside," so they took it off me. I never got that back, but so yeah, we went to jail, and Granny came and bonded us out, the two fugitives, from a non-tail tag light being out. There is one tag light that is broken, and on all traverses, pretty much they're broken. There's one tag light that's broken. But under Kansas state statute, it says that as long as the tag is illuminated and lit upon sight of 50 feet behind the vehicle, and it's most definitely that. We're taking pictures and video of that to prove that. So unlawful stops, unlawful arrest, unlawful imprisonment, malicious prosecution with malice, first, second, fourth, fifth, and 14th Amendments violated on my part, and my parents' part, fourth and first. I've done my homework. I have another case I've had another case in Colorado that I've been battling against a car dealership and the police department. So like I've learned constitutional law, I've learned consumer law, and I've learned quite a bit about criminal law. Not to mention this police department that's doing this wrongfully charged me at 17 years old for something that the people that actually was involved with it said that I wasn't involved with it, but I still got charged for it and got a felony at 17 years old, tried as an adult. So it's time for this department to quit. I've contacted the federal attorney. I've contacted Chris Kobach's office. I've contacted everyone, ALCU, Institute for Justice, the DOJ, and I've contacted multiple lawyers, and nobody will take it because it's conflict of interest, or they don't practice in this area, or they don't practice in that field. I have it on video. They follow and chase us down and try to like intimidate. I've got them videotaped pulling out front on my cameras and pulling out front, waiting for me to come back to try to hit them, thinking I was driving, but it was actually just my parents because I drove their vehicle one time. I got pulled over the third time, so they think I drive that car. I have a sports car that I drive, WRX, which gets a lot of attention too. But so like I got them on multiple accounts recorded being harassing us now, chasing my parents around the town. They were scared to even leave the house. Can't help me, huh? Yes. The bar. The bar. No. Yeah. Listening. Some people like do the noise or like try to interrupt or think I'm done. I'm like, I'm just taking a breath because I got a lot to say. So you were a good listener. So I'm going to take this and put it on transcript. Actually, if I'm suffering and like I gotta pay to keep the cell phones on to make these calls and this and that. So it's like, you know, I'm gonna charge interest. Yes, ma'am. Appreciate you. Thank you. You ever? Okay, got it. You're my sixth one I've got. Good. I love the sell. I love the marketing. Hell yeah. Good job. Good job. You need a raise, girl. You need a raise. I own my own company. I own my own company, so I know this whole some like SEO as far as like getting stuff on the internet and being the first on search and stuff. So very good job on the upsell. Very good job. Yeah. Alrighty then. Do you guys do lemon law cases? No, I got lots of cases, but I know I'm in the right, so I'm just, if we don't assert our rights and stand up for what's right, then, we'll lay down for everything. We won't have no rights. Okay. You have a good weekend. All right, bye-bye.